Action.
Hey everybody, thank you guys for joining us. I'm your host Big Arm. This is my co-host Shia G. And we have here a special guest today, Shawn King in the building. Yes, Shawn King.
One and only.
One of the top entrepreneurs in the area, making major moves, making things happen. Let everybody know where you're from.
Actually from a little small city called Chester, Pennsylvania.
Chester, PA. Okay, so where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school at Chester High and then got in a little trouble and then I finished school in Mercer County up near Pittsburgh.
Okay, we're gonna skip the trouble part, so let's get right into it. So pretty much, so what made you say I want to become an entrepreneur?
I think early on, I became the man of the house like as a kid, so it was like I had to go do what I had to do. So I started my first business, I want to say like around 15 years old.
15?
Yeah.
So you weren't even driving yet when you had your first business?
Well, not legally driving.
Right, we get that. We get that. Okay. So, all right, so what was the first business?
I actually had a detailed car wash. It was this garage right down the street from where I was living. And it was this Jewish guy. He never did anything with it. He just stopped over there every now and then. And I would go by there every day. I see him and ask him, can I rent the garage out? And he would always tell me no because I was a kid. He wouldn't give it to me. But one day I came to him with $6,000. I said I want it. And he whispered to one of his friends and said, we're just going to keep this money because he won't have it after this month. And I had it for 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Wow. Pretty much. Okay, so car wash. So after the car wash, then what'd you get into?
It was a car wash. I actually after that I started working for a construction company, and I went away to North Carolina and found out how to fix pipes underground without digging the ground.
Damn.
And I brought that technology back to the area, and we pretty much was doing all the piping work all over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you did construction. Like, wow. Who would ever think that you knew how to do construction?
Well, yeah, I definitely get my
I
hands
mean,
dirty.
yeah, and you went to North Carolina. Who knew that?
Yeah.
So you was a Tar Heel fan for a little bit, probably much.
Not exactly, but yeah, I went out there for about a month and learned the new technology, and it was more or less like a camera they designed that crawl in the pipes, and you go find the cracks, and they give you this permaliner. They once you put the mixture on it, it goes up to like 300 degrees almost, and you just seal that you just blow that up on the pipe, and it seals the crack within like 2 hours.
And yeah, how old were you at this time?
I want to say maybe 19.
19. You're not even 21, and you sitting there learning all this about construction.
Yeah.
And you did that for 2 years.
Well, the construction company, I actually went down Florida and we landed the 10-year contract to do maintenance on their grounds, and when I got back, they fired me.
Wow.
So why'd they fire you?
Well, they used that $10 million contract to sell the company.
And they said you had to go. We done. Contract done.
So the company that bought it didn't have no use for me.
Hey, wow. So how does that make you feel? Like, okay, I'm working with this company, and all of a sudden they just done with me.
Well, they gave me a $50,000 severance pay, and after that, I was happy because it made me who I am today. Because I always said I would never work for anyone.
Right. After that,
I stuck to it since then.
So after that, now you furious. Like, you know what? It's time for me to do something. You said it's time to make another move. I got 50 grand in my pocket. I gotta make a move. So what was that move?
I started doing real estate. I accumulated like maybe 17 properties back then, and pretty much was just renting and selling some, but mostly renting.
Do you still do it today?
Yeah, I definitely do that today. Yeah. Well, actually, back then I lost all my properties.
What?
Yeah, back then I lost every single one of them.
Wow.
How you lose 17 properties?
When
Not
mismanagement?
5, not 10, but 17.
Well, it wasn't mismanagement. I got indicted for drug trafficking back then.
Got it.
Oh, you shot alleged, right? Alleged, right?
I mean, I don't mind talk about it.
Right.
I did my time. I am who I am.
Right, right,
That's my past, you know.
right.
I'm not.
So you couldn't put it in no one's name. You have a cousin or anything.
Yeah, actually, it
That's
was. It
Say,
was.
listen, you keep
But it doesn't matter to the feds.
Okay,
So it's either you're gonna take the weight or you're gonna let somebody else take the weight.
right. Okay. So you stepped up and took the weight. There you go. So now you did your time, came home, boots to the ground. What was next?
Then I started. I got into the jewelry business. I actually worked in the business for about 2 years, no paycheck.
No paycheck.
I worked in the business for about 18 months, without a paycheck. But I did it in order to learn the business.
Wow. So you pretty much volunteered your services.
So I worked 12 hours a day, just about with no paycheck.
So you had side money going on, and you felt like 12 hours of time you can sacrifice. Because they say it's a small paradise, small sacrifice, give years of paradise. So
Right.
that was the whole mindset.
Yeah, well, actually, right before that, I came home and I did a tour with Snoop Dogg.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, I did a
See,
tour with Snoop.
so you actually know Snoop now.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I did a tour with Snoop Dogg. We did 16 countries. And then when I came home, I started the jewelry business.
Yeah. Now, how old were you when you was with Snoop Dogg?
That was not too far back. That was back in 2006.
2006.
Something like
You
that.
with Snoop Dogg.
Mhm.
So you ever think about joining Snoop Dogg, joining his label, joining his group at the time, or like how did that connection even come about?
Actually, friends of mine who from Dubai, they wanted to do a tour, and I was running Sigma Sound Studios.
Okay.
So one of their sons came over to record an album, and I met, we kind of got cool or whatever. So I produced his entire album, and he took his music back to Croatia. What happened? Oh, so his parents, they was grateful that I did the project. I didn't charge them no money. So they like, look, what do you want to do? We're here to help you. And I was like, I do music, stuff like that. They were like, hey, let's do a tour. And long story short, they put up 80 million.
Wow.
80
Yeah.
million. Wow.
It costs a lot of money to do those tours. Yeah.
So pretty much it was a good idea for you to not charge them.
Yeah.
So was that in your mind that if I don't charge them, they're gonna look out for me, or you just was like, you know what?
I never knew what it was.
You never know.
Mm-mm.
So what made you not charge them if you're in the studio? For those that don't know, let them know what is Sigma Sound Studios.
It's one of the landmark studios in Philadelphia. Like, name it, Michael Jackson, all kinds of the big stars. They all came through there. Yeah, unfortunately they're not open now. They ended up going out of business maybe 2 years ago. But the biggest studio that ever surfaced Philadelphia.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So you were a producer or engineer?
At the time, I was producing.
Wow. Okay. So how many years were you producing in there?
I want to say maybe 2 years.
So who are some of the records you produced? Anybody that you any popular? Who did you meet? You meet anybody coming through there, or you just
That project was probably my biggest.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. 80 million.
Yeah.
You can't even say 80 million sometimes straight face.
You know what? It costs a lot of money to do those tours. It's not, that's why Live Nation is so big, because they had the capital.
Okay.
Then they bought out all the venues all over.
Okay.
So even if I wanted to do it today,
Right.
I still got to go through Live Nation because they
Okay.
own the venues. They
Right.
the ones who actually stopped us from doing the tours.
Right.
But that's what I was doing back then. I was doing tours and concerts and stuff, but I can't now because Live Nation got it on
And
smash.
you couldn't join with Live Nation and continue.
Nah, they not with that.
You had to be an artist of Live Nation, or
Not really. They just don't partner
right. Okay.
because they don't have to.
So when you met Snoop, it was in L.A. or in Cali or
Actually, the first time I met him was in Croatia.
Right. So what was that phone call like when you were setting up to go on tour with Snoop?
You mean as far as with?
Setting it up, like, listen, you want to go on tour with Snoop. It was like, how did Snoop become, all the artists, how did Snoop become the one that you went on tour with?
Well, when I went overseas, they actually was just putting up the money. I put the whole tour together.
Okay.
So I contacted Will Morris Agency, and they got me Snoop. Because over there at the time, Snoop was like the biggest thing you can't miss.
Right, right.
Like we had 25,000 seat venues,
Right.
50,000.
Right.
So, you know, with Snoop, you can't miss over there because they love Snoop over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What other countries did you go to on that tour?
Oh, man. Croatia. We went all over Eastern Europe, Dubai, Morocco. I mean, name it. We went to Asia, Australia. Yeah, we went all over. It was a nice tour.
You got a chance to tour the world at a young age. So when the tour closed out, of course your heart broke. What's your thought now? Like, what I'm gonna do is the tour closed out. I'm a producer with all these incredible skills. You're an artist, because at the time you were rapping at the time, and producing, making your own music. So were you ghostwriting too?
Yeah.
Ghostwriting. So now it's like, what's your next step now? You know, you got the jewelry business that came along.
Is it real estate?
Well, jewelry was one of the things that I wanted to accomplish because I'm like a person, if somebody tell me I can't do it, I'm going to do it.
Right,
I have to.
okay.
Like, because, you know, I'm actually considered the first black jeweler.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm an actual jeweler.
Okay, jewelry
You know what
license.
I mean?
Okay.
I had 3 jewelry stores, but I actually make jewelry. That's
Okay.
yeah.
So you don't want to go to for the Rolexes.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much call you. He's like, you get the good deal for the Rolexes.
Yeah. I had all the business in Philly when I had my store on South Street.
Okay.
But the economy is just like, it took a big slope.
Okay.
So I wasn't going to sit there until I'm dead broke trying to keep a store open.
Smart.
Because everybody, you know, a lot of people, especially our people,
Right.
they think when you close down the business, that means you failed or you broke.
Right.
You know, Donald Trump do it all the time.
Yeah, bankruptcy. Bankruptcy. It's a certain way to do it, but
Yeah.
you know, definitely bankruptcy. So pretty much you're like, okay, I got the jewelry store, making music. So what is your plans now right now? So is music the go-to, or you making movies, films? Like, what do you really want to do right now? Like, what's going on as far as business and what Shawn King's doing?
For me, music is not my end-all be-all.
Okay.
I feel like I do it because I know I have the talent to do it, and I don't want to just waste it.
Okay.
But the business aspect is more for me.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind being behind the scenes getting the chips.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So not really, the spotlight's not a big deal for you, because you've
I've
been on
been in
tour with
spotlight
Snoop
since I was
Dogg.
a
So of
kid.
course it's like I done went all over
Yeah.
20 countries. We couldn't speak the language, but you were there.
Yeah, I was always popular in my neighborhood, so I'm glad I got that early on.
Get out the way.
Mhm.
So now the fame's not a big deal. You're not thirsty for fame.
Mhm.
So now, what are some things you're working on now? Like we know you got some music out now. You're working on. Like, what are your goals?
I'm putting the album out this summer. I don't have an official date yet. We're actually doing a documentary of my life story.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And,
definitely congratulations.
And also, I'm doing real estate again, and I've got almost twice the amount of properties I lost.
Okay. So you're about 30 properties strong, probably.
Yeah, 27.
Okay. You
Are you
know.
doing residential or commercial?
Yeah,
or
residential.
Are you going to ever upscale to commercial?
Well, my ultimate goal in that is I want to build development.
What's
Okay.
up?
Hmm.
Start doing development things
Yeah.
for the property. So property really, that's your thing. That's your passion right there.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it sounds like that's what you really are into.
Yeah, right now that's like my big thing right now. I mean, initially I want to open a gentleman's club.
Okay.
Like, I got a couple little things I just want to do, but real estate is like my baby.
Real estate. So gentlemen's club. So what kind of gentlemen's club would you do? Topless, bottomless, all nude.
Oh,
You got
man.
a chef in the back. You got
It's a
shrimp,
court, man.
lobster.
I want the whole 9 yards. If I could put a babysitter in there, I'd
Yeah,
do that too.
I mean, because if you see now, the strip club kind of died down a little bit. It's not as popular as it used to be.
He's trying to bring something back to
I wouldn't say that because all the regular clubs are shut down. If you could go all over the country, you won't see a lot of regular clubs anymore.
Right, but we're talking about this market. This market.
Well, this market,
struggling market when it comes to.
I agree with you there.
That's what I mean. I'm just speaking. We know everybody else got it going on, but as far as this market here, and as far as Philly and the tri-state, you talking about gentlemen's club. You can really be another type of entrepreneur, another level.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean,
you might as well get that done in 2 weeks, man. With all the real estate you got to turn on the properties, put a pole in it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wish it was that simple.
He has to go through variants and everything else to get all the permits, and it's a
Yeah, but he has all the connections. He probably got other nine.
It's still a process. It's still a process.
Well, I think what you said make a good point that, the area is not really like, popping like it used to be in the club. So I'm kind of in the middle of, do I want to do it here? Because I want to move to the West Coast soon.
Right. We don't want to lose you, but we understand you got to go and get a house there and still come back.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But like, why do you think that the club slowed down here, the strip clubs, the whole scene slowed down?
I think because more or less the economy is just not there in Philadelphia right now.
I think it's the internet. I think everybody's now on the internet and social media. Nobody wants to go out anymore.
Right. They don't want to. People spend time right here instead of going out and make money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But also, I think the strip clubs they don't really have that power factor. Like, it's like when you go there, it's like, okay, I'm not even excited. Like, why am I here? So that's why nobody wants to go anymore, because once upon a time, we had like good managers, we had good girls, hosting situation. So you could want to change that.
Well, the biggest problem in Philadelphia is radio.
Okay, so what's the problem with the radio in Philly?
With radio in Philadelphia, it's not, the city is not live. You got your biggest DJ
Right.
on Power 99.
Right.
But when do you go to the clubs and turn the club up?
Right, okay.
When do we see you in the club DJing?
Right.
Why aren't you in the clubs DJing?
Right.
That's the question we want to know.
Well, here's the thing. Times have changed now. Radios are being phased out because nobody really listens to radio unless they in an Uber driving somewhere or, so.
Yeah, but I mean, when you get dressed on the weekend, you feel good, you go out, turn up, you want to see what it feel like.
Right.
You got it. It's up to the radio station in your town to give you that feeling.
Right. I mean, I think
when I'm in New York and I turn the radio on, I'm lit.
Yeah, you're right.
I go in the club, spend 20, 30 grand quick.
Right. See,
here
now,
in Philly,
now all ladies are gonna be they looking for you all in Philly now. You say you spending 20, 30
no,
grand.
they know what I do.
They know what you do.
But my thing is, when I'm here, it's like it used to be popular, but now it's just like, you go to the club, have a beer bottle maybe if you're feeling alright. That's it.
So what do you think is missing? The DJ is the missing factor, or what do you think is missing?
The nightlife is just not active.
Okay, so why do you think that is? What would your guess? Because I was told that it was most popular when Allen Iverson was here. They said when we had the big contract stars here, they had the money, the cars, the Bentleys, brought their other friends, and all the promoters made money because they could set up their Bentleys outside. Now nobody has big contracts like that anymore. So it's like not that same feel.
I think it goes back to what you said with social media. Like I know a lot of guys with money, they don't go out because they know people like this.
Right.
With the phones.
Right.
The cameras and all that stuff. So it's like people don't live anymore. They just sit on the phone, they record you everywhere you go, posting you up. You can't even go out and have a nice time. You know what I'm saying? So and the thing about the internet is live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if somebody put Instagram Live on, everybody know your whereabouts.
Which is a good thing.
Well,
not always.
Not always. Not always.
It's a good thing, pretty much. So right now we got your real estate. We know you got the music and albums coming soon, right? We can all count on you.
And we also doing another tour.
Okay.
I'm working on an actual tour right now for the end of the year.
Okay.
with the same people. We just
Congratulations.
thank you.
Definitely. Congratulations.
We just did a binding agreement on that. And,
Okay.
we getting that together for
Got
the
Live Nation in it, or
Nah.
you can't do Live Nation?
Well, what we doing now? I don't know if I should say it. When is
Yeah.
this publication coming out?
Oh, you got some time. You got some time.
Alright.
But, you know.
So what we doing now, instead of getting their venues, like we finding like old hockey rings,
Okay.
stuff like that, and
All
we
right.
turn.
You know what? Save the idea because I think you on to something. We don't even want to give them to. That's enough. We give them a drop of water.
But they still gotta have the
That's
money.
it. Yeah, they got.
Right,
Right,
ain't
baby.
cheap.
Everybody not Shawn King. So, you know.
I
that's
mean,
the
I
reason
ain't,
why.
I ain't gonna say
Right.
me. I'm not putting the money up. For
Right,
everybody.
right.
You know, it takes a lot of money. It's not easy to do tours.
Right.
Like they put up 80 million.
Right.
And the tour gross 120.
Wow.
I mean, okay. It's still millions, but you
Yeah.
still got to put the 80 million up first. And you get back 120 million.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a little bit of profit pretty much. And it's more of a hustle.
I think that's a lot of profit.
Yeah, I mean, but 80, 120
$40
pretty much.
million.
Yeah, you gotta keep putting that in. But you know, so what are some things that you feel as though people would like you want somebody to know about you? You know what? Y'all don't know this about me. This is what I want everybody to know about me. This is who I am.
Well, I think that a lot of people don't understand that I'm the most humblest person. Like a lot of people look at me and think that I'm being cocky, but I'm just
Right.
being myself.
Right.
But I've helped so many people,
Right.
and tons of people that I help always turn into my enemy.
Right. Okay. Okay.
I don't know why that process is, but
Right. Well, they get jealous, maybe. Maybe they
that's
get
just
jealous.
been my life. So
Okay.
for me, I could deal with a person either for business
Right.
or personal
Right.
or both.
Okay.
But it's always that other person that don't understand between the two.
Got it.
So
Got it. Man, so much to you, man.
Yeah.
Definitely want to thank you for coming out, man. We appreciate you,
appreciate
man.
it. Thanks for having
This
me.
was awesome. We got to get you out here again.
Yeah,
you know,
for
we didn't know
sure,
you had
for
so
sure.
much going on.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
It's 80 million, everybody. You know, just a conversation.
And we're out.
All right, that's
How